very good evening to you, our dear viewer. Thank you so much once again for allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and straight away into the bulletin. President Museveni has justified the dissolution of government agencies, describing them as inefficient and costly. He stated that the rationalization of these agencies will save over 1 trillion shillings, which can be redirected towards other development projects. Let's hear more in this report.
Following the passing of the Coffee Amendment Bill, President Museveni addressed the nation in the company of ministers, MPs and Operation Wealth Creation Commanders at State House, Nakasero. The President justified the dissolution of government agencies, including the Uganda Coffee Development Authority, which was a temporary measure aimed at focusing on particular priorities.
This UCDA were getting high pay.
He highlighted reasons for dissolving UCDA. UCDA was duplicating the roles of the Ministry of Agriculture. UCDA had no capacity to monitor the coffee sector. UCDA was not responsible for international certification of coffee and lacked adequate network to conduct extension works.
It seemed that they were also getting corrupt, but also they were poorly supervised because they were away from the public service, and the boards that are supposed to supervise them are not constituted with a sound logic.
Museveni also noted that running UCDA and similar agencies was very costly. In 2016, these agencies employed 3,905 people with salaries and wages totaling 2.2 trillion shillings.
That's when the alarm came. That's when we came to know. And then that's when this rationalization started.
By reducing the number of agencies, the government expects to save about 1.5 trillion shillings, which will be redirected to road infrastructure.
UCD is now abolished. We shall now see which coffee Museveni will steal. If there will be no coffee stolen by Museveni, as there will be no coffee stolen, the people of Uganda must realize the shallowness of these groups and punish them politically. Although I think we should also punish them even legally.
He emphasized that the government will closely monitor all projects moving forward and aims to increase the value of Uganda's coffee exports.
The government extension workers, now that they are better paid, and we are going to apply on them the UPDF like standing orders, they will wake up. There are government extension workers at every sub-county. UCD had only 55 in the whole country. How could they manage?
According to a UCDA report for September 2024, coffee exports, primarily Robusta and Arabica, amounted to 532,212, 60 kilobags worth $144.7 million.
We have been insisting on value addition. Where we have succeeded, returns are very high.
For the financial year 2023-2024, coffee exports reached 6.35 million bags, valued at $1.4 billion, up from 6.14 million bags, worth $940 million in 2022-2023, an increase of 3.42% in quantity and 48.97% in value. Despite the positive numbers, Museveni urged farmers to diversify their crops and consider the benefits of the 4-acre farming model than flooding the market with coffee, which oversupply could lead to lower prices. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Now, His Excellency the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has been impressed by the fruits of the 1 million seed capital disbursed to low-level earners under the Parish Development Model Program. The Fountain of Honor has kicked off the regional wealth creation drives this Friday in Bukedi sub-region, with Kibuku district being his first stopover. While in Kibuku, President was received by, among others, the Vice President of Uganda, Jessica Alopo.
the LC1 chairperson, who is also a model farmer and was selected to host you this morning in your countrywide tour, specifically here in Bukedi sub-region.
Naye bw'otandika okusasula ku myezi 24 omalayo myezi 3 emyaka 3 omaze kati nawutono onasasula ddi sako nabagamba musasula oluvannyuma lw'emyaka emyezi 24.
Baba okusinzira okupidya emu engere gyenjabire nga ntambula naye esaawa enu nebakobeizo nti nsasule baba nsasula.
Okay. No, I want to congratulate the family of Nabutono.
Ayoza family obamaka gana utono.
Because of waking up
olwokulamuka
and taking advantage of our advice.
Era ne bakozesa omukisa gw'okuwabulwa president okwabire nga wawula.
And also our little support.
No obuwagizi obw'abawayire.
We have been doing this since 1996.
Kino kibaye kikolewa kuzoera kimo mu 1996.
But many people are not, especially the leaders, were not taking it up.
N'abantu bangi naddala bakulembeze babayire nga tebatwala okuwabulwa okwo.
And educate the people how they can get out of butaki, out of poverty.
Naddala okusomesya abantu okuza mu butaki.
This is a very rich area.
Kino kifo kigayigayino.
The whole of Uganda is very rich.
Uganda yonjona nsinga iga.
So what you call poverty is actually ignorance.
Mazima ekye tweta nti butaki, mazima butamanya.
There is no poverty here. I can't be poor in Uganda, for instance.
Mu Uganda wabula butaki. Era president asobola butaki mu Uganda.
No, kubera mutaki wano mu Uganda. I cannot be a mutaki wano here.
Tasola president wa igwanga okuba mutaki mu Uganda no.
And I started long ago when I left, I finished A-level, I started helping my family.
Now, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Kataha Museveni, has expressed concern over the rising cases of school property vandalism. The First Lady made her remarks during the groundbreaking ceremony for the new science block and opening of the new dormitory complex at St. Mary's College at Kisoro. Mrs. Museveni commended the collaboration among church parents, alumni, and well-wishers in providing quality education.
This curriculum is the final stage of Uganda's development pledge.
Mrs. Museveni shared her optimism that new infrastructure at St. Mary's, including a newly commissioned dormitory block and a science building, would enhance learning conditions. However, she cautioned students against vandalism on school property and called for a collective responsibility for preserving them.
So I always get concerned about the high level of vandalism in schools by learners and sometimes staff in schools who do not value the importance of maintenance, the school infrastructure and equipment. It is quite painful to find new school buildings, sometimes with electrical fittings removed, with furniture damaged, laboratory equipment missing, windows broken, sanitation facilities in a sorry state. So how can the people who ought to love their school and take pride in it, to protect it, be the very ones to destroy the institution?
The First Lady thus urged both learners and staff across the country to embrace stewardship and ensure that school resources are maintained for future generations. Reflecting on the school's legacy since its founding by the White Fathers in 1906, Mrs. Museveni celebrated the institution's achievements.
I urge all the learners gathered here today, once again, and those who may be listening to me through the various media channels, to value yourselves and to honor your bodies. Be careful of the company that you keep. because your peers can very easily be the ones to lead you off the path of education into mischief that leads to sexual immorality, alcoholism, drug abuse, and other vices that can easily harm you.
The minister commended the collaboration among the church, parents, alumni, and well-wishers in providing quality education. The event also featured an exhibition showcasing impressive student-led projects. Among the highlights was an electric engine, a mobile app for virtual tourism, an eco-friendly fuel created from recycled plastic. The SMARC head teacher, Reverend Brother Simon Mpanga, expressed deep appreciation for the minister's support and tireless commitment to education in Uganda, noting the symbolic importance of naming the science block after her.
The decision to name the new science block after you reflects our appreciation for your tireless work and unwavering support for educational innovations, particularly in implementing the lower secondary curriculum and advancing vital science policies across the country.
Dr. Kasozi Mulindwa expressed gratitude to the minister for her steadfast support and guidance during a pivotal transition period.
We appreciate our deep appreciation for the love, commitment, and strategic guidance you gave the board during the transition period when Reverend Brother Deodat Aganyira retired on 22nd of December, and Reverend Brother Simeon Peter was given responsibility to take over the college.
Reporting for UBC, Pagma William.
Now, with only 5 days to go, the people of Kisoro are eagerly awaiting the election of a new woman member of parliament to replace the late Sarah Mateke. 6 candidates are in the race, including NRM's Rose Kabajenyi, and then FDC's Juliet Musanase, and then PPP's Aisha Chimpeye, and UPC's Mebo Hingabire, and NUP's Zubaid Sultan Salim, and an independent candidate, Akifeza Ngabirano, a former NRM member who lost in the party primaries.
Candidates have been traversing Kisoro district appealing to voters. However, the main contest seems to be between Rose Kabajenyi of the NRM and Akifeza Ngabirano, a former NRM member who lost in the party primaries. Tensions are high in Kisoro as voters express concern over the emerging religious and political conflicts affecting the election. NRM officials have already set up a strong presence in Kisoro to campaign for Kabajenyi, but they worry about the divisions arising within the race.
There are those who have decided to keep quiet, but if you want to go the other side, then you know we shouldn't be using our own property to decampaign our party. That is very wrong.
Kisoro district, comprising 5 constituencies, 24 sub-counties, 72 parishes, and 322 villages, has voters who are eager to elect a representative they believe will serve them well in parliament. Rose Kabajenyi urged the people of Kisoro to avoid divisive conflicts and called on them to vote for her, reminding them that Kisoro has always been an NRM stronghold.
I am a robist, by the way. I know how to robe, and the people of Kisoro know me as for that. I have that capacity to robe for the people. And on this, I've been in the parliament, and what I have done, the people of Kisoro know. So those are one of the, some of the best things that actually have made me sail through this by-election.
Meanwhile, Akifeza Ngabirano, who is running as an independent, believes she is the best choice for Kisoro. She referenced the challenges she encountered in the NRM primaries, which she claimed motivated her to run as an independent.
Ndikusaba Imana yo mwijuru ngo mazima impamani ingato yasize ni ingato nini cyane, ni ingato nini irimo ibyiza, ni ingato nini iri mu rukundo, ni ingato nini irimo abanyagisoro bose, ni ingato nini irimo amajambere. Ndigusaba ngo nanjye ikirenge cyanje ni kinini.
FDC candidate Juliet Musanase noted that the conflicts within the NRM might actually boost her chances in the election.
I am going to concentrate on, I think, delivering quality education and making sure that our roads are well maintained and good, especially the tourism roads, because I always get disappointed.
She also mentioned the involvement of religious leaders in the electoral process, which she says has increased the divisions among voters. UPC's Mebo Hingabire has been visiting various villages, appealing to voters and assuring them that she is committed to representing them effectively in Parliament.
Before, government schools would perform better, but nowadays they no longer perform. They don't motivate teachers. So I think, to me, that's why these UPE and USE schools are not performing all that well.
The director, NRM Mobilization, Rosemary Seninde, acknowledged the problems facing Kisoro, but promised that the party would do its best to resolve them.
We have a candidate, but we also have an independent who lost in the primaries and has come back as an independent. Of course, this causes friction amongst our people, but our work as mobilizers is to ensure that we remind the people of Kisoro that because they support NRM, they must also support the candidate of NRM, the flag bearer.
Action is scheduled for the 14th November 2024, with campaigns set to wrap up by next Tuesday.
Now, banks that lend money under the Growth Opportunity and Productivity Women Enterprise Project, GROW, have been instructed to come up with disaggregated data of the number of applications per 19 sub-regions targeted to benefit from this program going forward. Speaking during a consultative meeting with members of Parliament and information sharing on GROW project at Imperial Hotel in Kampala, Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development Betty Among said government is currently discussing framework to implement a cabinet decision of distributing funds basing on 19 sub-regions in the country.
Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda implementers of a 5-year government project known as Generating Growth Opportunities and Productivity of Women Enterprise, GROW, have engaged with members of Parliament and different banks to share information.
In our effort to support women empowerment has been cost of capital. We want to say that we are grateful to the executive for reducing the interest rate with the growth from 18% now to 10%.
Accordingly, this project was started to address aspects of limited access to commercial banks, poor entrepreneurship culture, household roles and responsibilities. It is meant to support women entrepreneurs grow their businesses.
I was just dealing with stationery alone, but I added in other things like embroidery machine, the heat press.
GROW grant ran from $2,000 to $30,000 and targets 35,000 micro and 4,000 small women enterprises. Under this initiative, they have also introduced a GROW loan that ranges from 4 to 200 million shillings.
There are incentives under GROW loan for timely repayment, for 5% for borrowers across the country that are able to pay on time. Halfway through their loan period, they get a 5% reduction of the principal amount that they have borrowed.
True that women are not accessing this money. The fact is that we've given loans to 1,500 women, but we have already pipelines of even over 5,000 women waiting to get loans. Our challenge is that demand is extremely very high. But
Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development Betty Amongi says going forward, GROW will be implemented as per the President's directive of distributing money based on the 19 sub-regions of the country.
Private sector to communicate to the banks to give us disaggregated data according to the 19 sub-regions. Based on that, we will then know if Kampala, Greater Kampala have more applicants, then we can say, okay, since we have more money for Greater Kampala, we can add a little bit more.
Cabinet also resolved to have a flat interest rate of 10% for all lending banks under the GROW project. Some of the representatives of banks that issue these loans say they face a challenge of limited funds since the demand is high, plus women not being able to manage their books of accounts.
The women entrepreneurs are facing challenges with meeting the statutory costs like mortgage fees. The women are expected to cater for asset acquisition and not only working capital.
Talk about an established business, but many of the established businesses that are there, even in Kampala, even up country, do not have proper books of accounts.
Members of Parliament had questions like how implementers of this program are to ensure fair distribution of access to these funds, and the assurance that banks will not prioritize promoting their products instead of grow.
Well, how do you help the women, the many women that are in businesses that are not registered? Because you want license, but many entrepreneurs have been operating without registered businesses.
And that the women who have gone to the banks to try and access this money have often been told that the money is finished and the banks were actually promoting their products. So we have been informed that there is still additional money. Out of this $260 million US, only $98 million US has been given.
I'm Navka Farida and Mike Bakablindi in Kampala.
The government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Works and Transport, has confirmed that the construction works of Kabale International Airport have reached 95% progress, with remaining 5% expected to be completed soon. This confirmation was made by Minister of State for Transport, Fred Byamukama, during his inspection tour to the airport in Hoima district.
Construction of Kabalega International Airport, initially known as Kabale International Airport, located in Kabale Parish, Buseruka Sub-County near Kaisotonya Oil Fields and Uganda Oil Refinery in Hoima District, commenced in 2018. Although the project was expected to be completed in 2022, its progress was hampered by a number of factors.
We are 6 years down the road. We should have finished like 2 years back, but there is that issue of COVID-19, which hindered most of the projects across the world. Those were like 2 years wasted. Workers couldn't do any work because of the sickness of COVID-19.
However, government of Uganda later worked towards the stride to ensure that the 1.188 trillion loan project doesn't get to waste, with 1.8 trillion already spent.
As we speak now, the works are in high gear and we're up to 95%. You have seen the runway, they completed, but now they are doing additional layer of grooving, such that it is safe for those big, heavy aircrafts. One aircraft carries about 600 tons of cargo. The one's going to carry the heavy oil refinery equipments so that they land here safely without any accident.
During his inspection to assess the progress of the facility, Minister of State for Transport Fred Byamukama said the remaining 5% will soon be achieved.
In the terminal, it is being completed. They are installing electricity lights and those other electric gadgets. Then also, you have seen the firefighting area is finished. Then also, you have seen many things. And also, the 5% remaining includes the heavy generators which are going to bring to land the different systems, the mobile control tower which will control the landing, electricity connection to this area, and the water. Then also installation of a few minor equipments in the buildings.
Minister Byamukama said the ministry is to focus on the second phase of the airport's construction.
Doing the feasibility study to update it, to embark on the second phase for the passenger services. Because people would wish to land here internationally. We have a lot of tourism here in the Bunyoro sub-region. Then also those connecting to the northern Uganda, they would also prefer to land here directly. They cross through Masindi, they go to West Nile, northern Uganda. Even those will be coming for the oil projects and other conferences. So that's the viability of us having this international airport here.
Kabalega International Airport is a large airport and sits on 29 square kilometers, capable of handling large passenger and cargo aircrafts.
There is going to be an industrial park, and just a few kilometers here is where the oil wells and the oil refining is being done. So really, it is just viable that this airport was needed here. Our project has costed us 1.188 trillion Ugandan shillings.
SBI International Holdings are the project contractors, and their managing director, Shali Bakbat, promises to deliver Ugandan as a state-of-the-art facility.
We are on the final stage of the project that is including procurement and equipment to bring to here, like a mobile control tower, generator, power system, and navigation.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Now, Kampala Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago has temporarily suspended preparations of the budget framework paper to the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development for the financial year 2025-2026 due to alleged intricacies in the budget process.
Kampala Capital City Authority is required to submit the budget framework for financial year 2025-2026 by the 15th of November this year. However, Kampala Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago has declared preparations temporarily halted, revealing most of the city's operations are still under unfunded priorities, including 235 billion required for roads development, 65 billion for street lighting, 500 billion for construction of 2 markets each division, 3.5 billion for renovation of the city's health centers, 3 billion for PDM structures, 86 billion for salaries of KCCA staff, 200 billion for drainage developments, 9.2 billion for construction of the city's schools, among others, totaling to 1.6 trillion.
So we are asking ourselves, with this huge amount of unfunded priorities of the shortfall of 1.6 trillion, how can we proceed with the budgeting process under those circumstances?
Lukwago also alluded to the 273 billion cut from KCCA's initial budget of 803 billion for financial year 2025-2026 that leaves most of the city's operations unattended to.
Down from 803 billion to 555 billion, reflecting a budget cut of 247 billion. Total unacceptable, because it means we are going to burn our fingers to be able to make Kampala a functional city, to deliver quality services.
Lukwago further highlighted the pending failure for proper allocation of property tax funds meant for insertion services from the areas is collected.
It's only 20 billion which is centrally collected here, and this money does not go back to the divisions. We are saying this is an injustice to the divisions and to the people of Kampala who are supposed to get services from the monies that have been generated.
Additionally, Mr. Lukwago is seeking devolution of power to municipalities and divisions as mandated by the KCCA Act, allowing them to execute their own budgeting processes. All stakeholders and leaders are therefore invited for the discussion of these salient matters before the preparation of the budget framework paper for financial year 2025-2026 by Cayenne Faith for UBC.
Now a little into education. Senior 6 candidates are to begin writing their final Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education examination Monday next week, with the call of trusting the Almighty God and putting in practice what they have studied in the year. UBC traversed different schools where a briefing of candidates was made, with candidates eager to write their first paper.
The time is Monday next week for candidates to write their final examinations at St. Lawrence Schools and Colleges. Reverend Father Dennis Yega, the youth chaplain of Kampala Archdiocese, led the mass.
I've encouraged them to be humble because the world is looking for the humble and the world knows how to reward the humble. If our children fail to be humble, we shall not get a good community, a good society. So dear parents, some of the children have been saying, Father, my dad is a lawyer, my dad is a CEO, and then they have been like feeling high because of the positions of their parents. I have told them to work for their name and to work for their own title.
Gathered at St. Lawrence Citizens High School Horizon campus, students were warned against misuse of social media.
Believe in yourself, trust yourself, and be disciplined. Do not copy, be honest with yourself, and you're going to make it. In life, we need more disciplined people than learned. This will take you far in life. This will give you so many things that you need in your life.
To the candidates, passing their final examinations is the target.
They have managed to guide us up to today. I thank our teachers. They have taught us a lot. They have taught us how to do our holiday work. They have given us homework. They have given us tests. They have given us exams. They have marked. They have done corrections. They have taught us discipline.
Where we are from praying right now, because in our school we believe that God is the first core value, because with the fear of God is where wisdom begins.
At Muza High School in Kabembe, Mukono, the school administrators and teachers outlined regulations candidates must follow.
To expel you even when you're doing exams. We have been given a certain portion where we can write absent or dodged. So kindly remain disciplined to the end. You will be students of Muza High School even when you are 90 years.
Annette Harriet Tusime, the head teacher of Muza High School, urged students to steer clear of examination practice. Candidates expressed their gratitude to the school authorities for thoroughly preparing them for their final exams. There was also cake cutting and opening of success cards at Kololo High School. Over 179 students were briefed and are ready to sit for the exams.
And all of them are around. We've prepared them well. We've covered the syllabus for each subject. We've also got some motivational speakers. We've had facilitators taking them through on how best they can answer the questions.
We have been told how we are going to be handling our examinations, what we are supposed to carry and what we are not supposed to carry, and I believe with all that we have been told and given, we are going to be able to do those examinations.
To the candidates, it is already done.
Uganda! This is it! Bring that fire like never before! As Uganda Cranes takes on South Africa on 15th November at 4 p.m. Ewa Nambole! One more win! Ngatugenda wa mo AFCON 2025! No panya, no calculator! Nkubidori, wacha wewe! Katugwe chicho, buy your ticket using Momo at only 25k for ordinary. Atema abakashi! Ordinary goes for 30k, 50k for VIP, and 150k for Mbara Platinum. Each ticket comes with a free train ride to Nambole. Get your tickets from MTN service centers at Chaberodi, Zebra House, Crested Towers, and Clock Tower. To avoid delays, or simply scan the code on your smartphone for easy entry into the stadium. Oh, why? Remember, no physical tickets will be issued or sold at Nambole. Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda's football. Together, we are unstoppable.
Amazina ganje Nyetekwa Seruhanga John Bosco ninduga mu district ya Rukungiri ndio muhanguzi wa miliyoni 18 na Uganda National Rotary nzahangwire urwo mu kuzana star 278 hash ngafuna message eriko ka ndio muhanguzi nashemererwa konka nabaza kugira ngo nebya bafere sente ziriyo
Ugandan National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Honorable Fred Byamukama, Minister of State for Works and Transport in charge of transport, invites you to the launch of the 4-acre model campaign in the Greater Chibale District's Bunyoro sub-region. The event will take place at Chikwaya Primary School Playground, Kakumiro District on November 15, 2024, starting at 10 a.m. and will be graced by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni. All residents, civil servants and the leaders from the districts that make up Greater Chibale, Kakumiro, Chibale, Kagadi, Chikube and neighboring areas are encouraged to attend in large numbers. This initiative, led by the President, aims to bring ordinary people into the money economy by showcasing farmers who have succeeded in the 1-acre model, 2-acre model, 3-acre model and 4-acre model. Join local leaders and residents in learning how small land can be used to enhance food security and socio-economic growth. Don't miss this opportunity to witness the transformative impact on local communities.
To be a winner, you must have the discipline of a tiger. But when fueled with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Your car is happy, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
In our next segment, Minister of State for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Moyingo, has disclosed that government is set to start a new phase of construction of secondary and primary schools at each sub-county and parish, respectively, to reduce on the over-enrollment and congestion in schools. He revealed this while presiding over the commissioning of a 4-classroom block at Namulonge Secondary School built by Grant Thornton, Uganda.
Minister of State for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Moyingo, has commissioned a 4-classroom block at Namulonge Church of Uganda Secondary School, a government-aided school. The classroom block was constructed by Grant Thornton, Uganda. While commissioning the block, Minister Moyingo revealed that government is set to start a new phase of construction of a secondary school at each sub-county and a primary school at each parish. The objective is to reduce the over-enrollment and congestion in schools.
We are soon getting money to make sure that each parish has a primary school in Uganda. Each sub-county has a secondary school in Uganda. That's so. And you know, some of these situations are created by the administrators. Why should a school like this one? Why should people be studying under a tree when there is in the neighborhood another school that is not as full or is not even full?
Dr. Moyingo warned teachers not to attempt to teach learners during holidays when they are expected to be at home with their parents. He also warned the parents against exposing their children to defilers and other vices during holidays.
There are teachers who have made it a habit every time to create a situation that forces parents to take their children in their rooms for coaching. This must be resisted. Once we sat down as educational professionals, agreed on the time frame within which the children would be at home for holidays and when they would be in school. Make sure that this program is respected.
The head teacher of Namlonge Church of Uganda Secondary School applauded government for the commitment to provide quality education. He also acknowledged the support that Grant Thornton is extending to Ugandans.
Your commitment to ensuring that our students have the best possible education experience has been instrumental in making today possible.
The school board chairperson, Reverend Gerald Senabulia, and the Nansana Municipality Principal Education Officer commended government for the initiative.
We promise to keep the standard of the school at a high level. The enrollment actually, Honorable Minister, is overwhelming. That what we need at this particular time, Honorable Minister, is to get more funds so that we can have more infrastructures.
The executive chairman, Grant Thornton and Nila Patel, pledged to continue supporting the school. He adds that the aim is to have students that will add value to the country.
Who can become the best business people? They can become employers rather than employees. They become the best innovators and the artists and so on. Of course, accountants and the lawyers as well.
Minister Muyingo further condemned parents who do not want to pay for food for their children and also sounded a warning to teachers who continue chasing learners over school fees in government institutions. Susan Naung and Andrew Sebira reporting for ABC TV.
In a bid to ensure inclusivity in the upcoming 2026 general elections, the Electoral Commission launched a new initiative aimed at easing the voting process for persons living with disability. Electoral Commission spokesperson Julius Muchunguzi says that the Commission is taking steps to address these issues with a new identification and mapping exercise designed to help voters with disability.
For many individuals with disability, getting to polling stations has been a challenge. Limited accessibility, long distances and physical barriers have made it difficult for some to participate in the democratic process.
The majority don't have wheelchairs. They are so expensive and unaffordable, and yet government itself cannot still help the disabled during the electoral process.
You have to provide for them transport.
This, however, want government to at least ease their participation by providing transportation to polling stations.
On the election day, it rains sometimes. Government should organize transportation means for us to polling stations.
Responding to these concerns, Julius Muchunguzi, the Public Relations Office of the Electoral Commission, says that the Commission is taking steps to address these issues with a new identification and mapping exercise designed to help voters with disability that's being undertaken.
This nationwide exercise of identification and mapping of persons with disability across the country is one of the steps the Commission has undertaken to ensure greater inclusivity and participation of all citizens that have the right to vote, that are eligible to vote, to be able to participate in the entire spectrum of the electoral processes.
The identification and mapping process involves gathering detailed information about persons with disability across the country. This data will allow the Electoral Commission to assess the specific needs of these voters and plan accordingly.
This feedback is very critical for planning purposes, but also critical for practical purposes of ensuring that indeed when we say that the electoral process needs to be inclusive and participatory for all, that actually reflects that.
The mapping process already began across the country with the aim of ensuring all polling stations are fully accessible. Today, it was in Wakiso district. The Assistant District Returning Officer for Wakiso, Fosca Tumwebaze, says the welcome has been good.
Action has been with a lot of enthusiasm.
We have seen when the exercise started, people have been approaching our offices, people have been getting in touch with us, and we are mobilizing them to go to the LC1s and get registered in the voters register.
As the mapping process continues, officials are calling on persons living with disability to participate and provide necessary information to ensure that no one is left behind.
We call upon all those that need to be on this register, that need to have the particulars checked on the list of persons with disability, to come out, use the time that has been allocated, and have their particulars checked, updated, and put on the register.
This mapping exercise that commenced on the 4th of October 2024 is expected to end on the 13th of November 2024 as part of a broader effort to ensure that all citizens, regardless of physical ability, are able to exercise their democratic rights for a free and fair election. Justine Nakami, Juma Samba, UBC News.
Well, thank you, Justin and Juma. Now, the Ikumbania of Bugwere, Geoffrey Wayabire II, has met the head of office of the national chairman of the NRM party. During the meeting between the Ikumbania and Hadija Namyalo, the two discussed how to get youth out of poverty and encourage their participation in government wealth creation programs.
The Ikumbani of Bugweri, Geoffrey Wayabire II, has met the head of office of the national chairman of the NRM party to discuss the way forward on how to engage youth in government programs. Other issues discussed included creating a good atmosphere for the NRM party in Bukedi for the upcoming general elections. Ikumbania Geoffrey, the traditional leader of Bugweri, noted that Bugweri has over the time supported the NRM party.
Egitwatwanirizamu President waisu omunoke Bukedi okusingira ddala Bugwere. Ntaka okunga abantu bombona Bagwere, abavubuka, abakaire, abakalina bami mwize mwemigire omunteekateeka eneriwo nga President waisu ali kutukyaliraku tumukobere byombyona ebituluma ebitumiga mwembwe na mubeyo akubobwa iso kumalena koti 3 netubaniriza yonjo na makubiro mulanga mwize mubeyo matwanirizo President waiso.
Hajat Hadija Namyalo, the head of the office of the national chairman of the NRM party, emphasized the need to address poverty among the youth and encourage their involvement in government programs.
We are so honored to have him here. He came in, he gave us a courtesy visit as he's rushing back to go to the events that are taking place in Bukedi. That is the presidential tour. He's so concerned about the poverty that is eating up the youth of Bugweri. He's concerned about the issue of unemployment, the schools, the roads, the what, many things that we are talking about. And we have been discussing self-empowerment for the youth of Bugweri, and he wants to know how best can we handle it with him, with the kingdom.
Hajat Namyalo expressed gratitude for Ikumbania's involvement in government wealth creation programs, pledging to strengthen the relationships with the Bugweri community. She highlighted poverty as a significant issue affecting the region, particularly among the youth.
We are going to work with him to ensure that we eradicate poverty in that place, and as well for the well-being of the youth. I'll call him, he's a M7 supporter. He believes in self-empowerment. He believes in the good system of His Excellency M7. However much the place is full of opposition, but he believes that Jaja can still do something to ensure that everyone is empowered in Bugweri. I call upon
meeting, which was attended by various traditional leaders, comes at a time when President Museveni is traversing the country, including Bukedi, to monitor poverty alleviation programs like the PDM. Monica Mukakiemenyi and Joseph Muyingo compiled the story for UBC.
At Uganda Development Bank, we are committed to empowering communities by supporting projects that unlock excellent economic benefits for Ugandans through job creation, tax contribution, output value, and foreign exchange. We seek partnerships with projects that drive economic development in Uganda.
Vocational education does more of equipping of different skills, ranging from hairdressing, tailoring, catering, and so on. So those are basically the courses that we do, and we do them in different levels. My relationship with UDB came through Yuga Privi. I'm registered with Private Institutions Association. So one time we were invited for a meeting as proprietors of schools, and UDB sold in their idea of offering loans for some of us who are still developing. So Ray happened to be one of those that is not yet fully established. Of course, being a private institution, we didn't have enough structures. So I applied for a loan, and that is how our relationship started. And yeah, so I got the first installment, putting up the preliminaries and the substructure, and the structure is being worked on. I really want to thank UDB so much because the interest is pretty low, and I must say, UDB nafunamu. Thank you so much UDB for supporting vocational education.
Uganda Development Bank, inspiring development. In the heart of Uganda, a financial revolution is happening. We were once left out, saving the old-fashioned way, with an unexpected savings pot, keeping it too close for comfort. But now, we found a better way to save and manage money. Download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. With Wendy, your money is safe and you can earn interest daily. Visit your Google Play or App Store or dial *229# to register. Wendy Wanawoli.
And into the world of business, Government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, has acquired an infrastructure loan of 126 million euros to construct the Rusalida-Sembabule Road. While signing the loan agreement on behalf of Uganda Government, State Minister for Finance in charge of General Duties, Henry Musasizi, highlighted the economic significance of this road development.
The government intends to construct the Rusalida-Sembabule Road, funded by a 126 million euro loan from Citibank. This infrastructure project is expected to drive economic transformation in the districts of Fort Portal, Mubende, Masaka, and neighboring areas.
It will greatly stimulate and support local economic activities by improving connectivity to socio-economic facilities, reducing road maintenance costs, heavy operating costs, and travel time in the central region. Number two, it will provide an alternative route connecting the northern corridor routes of Kampala, Masaka, Mbarara, and Kampala Mubende Fort Portal route.
While signing the loan agreement on behalf of government, the State Minister of Finance in charge of General Duties, Henry Musasizi, expressed confidence that the new road will support oil production as it connects to other key oil roads.
Is intended to fund the construction of Rusalida Nkonge Rumegere Sembabule Road, 97 kilometers, which is part of the critical road infrastructure that was planned to be upgraded to paved standard to enable the government of Uganda deliver the first oil by 2025.
The loan carries a repayment period of 10 years, with favorable terms that the government plans to leverage for future infrastructure development projects. The Ministry of Works and Transport has committed to completing the project within 3 years.
I affirm City's commitment to being a part of Uganda's growth journey and more broadly to the development of Africa's infrastructure, contributing to a thriving regional economy.
So we want to make that commitment that the funding which is coming will be properly utilized. The beauty is that unlike some of the projects which have been implementing before, this project has about 80% already land acquired. So there will be no delay in starting the project.
In a related development, Minister for Works and Transport, General Edward Katumba Wamala, addressed the delay in installation of traffic lights at the Kampala flyover, particularly around the Clock Tower junction.
The habit of vandalism, because we have really suffered with vandalism at the flyover and the Clock Tower area. Please be responsible.
Nearly a year after completion of the Kampala flyover, which is located at a key congested intersection near Clock Tower and Benchuanuka Street, traffic management continues to rely on manual control by traffic officers. Justine Nakami, Nasir Luwama, BC News.
And into sports, after starting off a good note, resounding 7-wicket win against Singapore in their opening match of the ICC CWC Challenge League B, the Cricket Cranes have now shifted focus to their second fixture, which is against Tanzania. This game will be played tomorrow, Saturday, 9th November 2024 at the Lugogo Cricket Oval.
Bolt. A magnificent delivery. What a pitch of a delivery from Danish Nakrani.
The Cricket Cranes will play Tanzania for their second ICC Cricket World Cup Cricket Challenge League B fixture that will be played in Lugogo tomorrow, Saturday the 9th of November 2024. This will be the first time in 7 years the two nations are facing off in the 50-over format. Uganda, with a win already from their game against Singapore, is confident to build on that for a decent result.
It's always nice to play in the neighbors. It's a neighboring country. I always wish them all the best for the game also. But on the other side, we'll try and control the sessions. We'll try and control the first session, whether we are batting and bowling. And as far as batting is concerned, our focus is to bat full 50 overs. I'm just waiting for one game where we bat 4 or 5 wickets down for a full 50 overs. That's what we are looking forward for as a good team. And as far as bowling is concerned, yes, we are trying to get into a stage where we can get some wickets on the new ball also.
It's difficult to put totals on the board now. Looking at tomorrow, we'll obviously turn up and look at the pitch and try to assess the conditions nice and quickly, see how dry the wicket is, see how much water's been put on it the night before. So yeah, look, I've got all confidence in our batting unit. Our number one priority is obviously to bat the 50 overs, and with the current bowling unit that we've got, I'm sure that we'll be able to defend whatever total we put on.
After winning the first game, it gave us some confidence and some momentum towards the tournament, and it's a good win for us. And especially we are playing at our Lugogo, Kampala, and people will come and watch, and it will give us more confidence because we are winning. We won our first game, and especially if I talk about Tanzania, they lost yesterday against Italy, and they are already back foot, and we want to give some hard time for them, like from first ball.
Tanzania, on the other hand, is excited to be playing this format again after 7 years, and though started with a loss in the first fixture, they are determined to put up a good show.
Uganda and us, we've played a lot of cricket recently. In the past 2 years, we've played enough cricket against each other, but those were all T20s. This is a different format. It's a 50-over format. They are more experienced in that because they've been playing 50 overs throughout, together with 20 overs. We're coming back or playing 50 overs after 7 years of absence. But end of the day, whichever team plays better than the other will win. So I think we just need to keep the pressure aspect aside and just enjoy the game, whatever the outcomes. One has to win, one has to lose.
The ICC Cricket World Cup Cricket Challenge League B is a pathway to the 2027 ICC Cricket World Cup. The two nations that come up on top after the 3 rounds will progress to the World Cup qualifiers. Currently, Uganda tops the table after the first game and will need to win all its remaining games to stay on the top. Uganda will play Tanzania at the Lugogo Cricket Oval, as Hong Kong and Italy will face off at the Entebbe Lakeside Oval. All games will be played tomorrow, Saturday the 9th of November 2024. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
Now with local football, the 2024 Entebbe Christmas Cup has entered March Day 8 with action at Nkumba Primary School playground at Kataka.
Team Alan has become the first to qualify for the round of 16 in the Council Derrick and Awell Tours and Travels sponsored Entebbe Christmas Cup.
We came to sponsor this tournament because I personally am a sports lady and we wanted to give back to the community, thanking them for supporting us.
To this achievement, a Team Alan courtesy of goals by Alex Panda, Abdu Kalanzi and an own goal by Mattia Glenn secured a nail-biting 3-2 victory over B13 FC, which scored through Robert Nakabale and Brian Obed. Action continues this Friday and through the weekend with teams like Monaco, 5 Stars, Downtown, Bread House, Falcon and Kabale A playing their second group games. This year's Entebbe Christmas Cup is a one of its kind with several prizes including man of the match and will be capped by a grand finale at which the winning team will win big.
So everything has been going well through, so whatever we expected we got it. The number of fans has been so far good. The quality of players is good. We got players from different leagues, the top leagues up to the down leagues.
That's all we had time for. Thank you so much for choosing us and sticking with us. My name is Patricia Lukoma. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock.
UBC, inspiring you.